Beautifully stormy outside today. Got my dog here, got my crochet here, got my drink. Let's just chat. So last year, I guess I should say at the end of 2023, I started a low/no buy challenge. And I think that maybe you have heard this before. If you haven't heard what this is yet, it's becoming more and more popular on the internet over the last couple of years, where people are intentionally spending less money on frivolous things that they don't need to be purchasing in the first place. So to be able to do a low or no buy challenge at all comes from a place of privilege, in the sense that I'm not trying to survive day to day, but just creating a more intentional way of interacting with the things around us and in the ways that we choose to consume things. I cannot find the end. Oh, there it is. I found the end of this new skein. Now I can tie it together and keep working. If you're wondering what I'm making the Ella ruffled skirt. I'm scaling it up a little bit so that it fits my body better from the original pattern. I love this video pattern that she put together. It's very easy to follow, in my opinion. So I'll finish this when I finish this, but I have fun making it. So at the beginning of the second half of 2023, I started what I called a decidedly no buy year. I had thought about it a little bit around the summer months, but I didn't actually put the pen to paper until December of that year. And I wrote it out for myself and I stuck it on my wall in my room. As you can see, there was a whole bunch of things written on here, a whole bunch of rules I created for myself. Why did I make this in 2023? Because I was gearing up to move, hopefully at that point in time, to South Korea for work as an English teacher. And I did end up getting the job, and I did end up going, and I ended up staying for only 6 months. I say only 6 months because I went initially with the intention of staying for a full school year. But as I found out when I joined the school that I was working at, actually came in the middle of the school year anyways. So I was able to finish that year with those students, and that was very wonderful. But that's a conversation for a different video. So I began this low/no buy year in 2023 for the explicit purpose of trying to save money so that my transition into South Korea could be a little bit easier. The program that I applied with, called the EPIC program, actually was free to apply to, but the documents necessary to be even considered for the job were not free to obtain, to process, and to send over. So I was saving money for the various expenses that I incurred through that. Also trying to save money for whatever situation I was going to potentially move into, whether it was going to be a townhouse in the countryside or a flat in the city that was completely unfurnished. I had no idea what I was going to get into, so I wanted a cushion for that. And I had a cushion for that, thankfully. I'm so grateful that I did, because otherwise I would feel absolutely destitute right now, having come back from all of that. So throughout 2024 until I got to South Korea, I was pretty, I want to say diligent about the no buy. I will say I was not an actual no buyer. I was a low buyer. in the sense that it wasn't that I didn't purchase anything within that time of joining that challenge from December 2023 through about, I'd say, August of 2024. I obviously did spend money to process the paperwork, to get gas so I could go to my job while I was in the application process, blah, blah, blah. Daily groceries, spending time with friends and family. I did spend a lot less than I typically had in the past, but I was still spending money, right? So I kind of thrived in the less consumption. I did much better than I anticipated initially when I was consuming less, or under consumption, as it is called now, most frequently. And I, for the first time, started to understand my relationship with what my hobbies were, which were shopping every single day, or either online shopping, not necessarily purchasing something, but browsing through different shops online, or on the weekend, having quality time with friends and family. We would always go to a shop or something, and I frequently would end up purchasing things that I didn't need, which is still very evident in my personal space within my room and in my closets, and it bleeds over to the communal spaces in the cup cupboard and the TV set that we don't use anymore and is now a cup cupboard also. So I definitely had my eyes open to that much more, which was useful. Mm-hmm. Absolutely, Snowflake. Mm-hmm. Yes. When I moved to South Korea, I learned about my placement. I learned about my living situation, and it was very wonderful. Honestly, I had a single flat. What is it, baby? You need me? You need attention really quickly? That's okay. I'll give you attention. You need scratchies? Yeah. Yeah. So cute. I was very fortunate in that my apartment came with a bed. Was it a comfortable mattress? Absolutely not, but it was lifted off of the floor. It had a vanity, it had the range for the kitchen. It had plenty of furnishings, and I was very thankful for that. It even had an in-unit laundry machine, a washer. So I didn't have to spend a whole lot on that. But I did spend money while I was over there to make things more livable for myself, because I was still under the impression that I was going to stay for a full calendar year. And like I said, I ended up staying for the second half of the school year that I was working. I finished the school year out with them. But so I purchased a mattress. I purchased more clothing when I got there, groceries, blah, blah, blah. Even an extra chair for when I had people over. And while the home purchases certainly made sense to me, in that I felt I was investing in my future, and also the future if I was to stay for the full year or a year after that, it made complete sense to me. And the person who's getting that apartment now has, a new mattress and those things. But I did not hold on to the habits that I cultivated when I was doing the low buy year prior to moving to South Korea. The consumerism was rampant. It won. It's so hard not to want to purchase things when I was in that situation. I got placed in Seoul, in the heart of Seoul actually. I got placed on the same block as the Gangnam-yeop, which is the Line 2 station for Gangnam. I think we all know or are familiar with Gangnam because of pop culture. I would say I would equate Gangnam to a financial district and a shopping district. In that general area, it is very lively. There are a lot of business executive buildings. There's cosmetics, cosmetic surgery places. They're in the inside the station that I lived next to, which I would cut through to walk to my workplace every single day. There were countless stores with the cutest little doodads and knickknacks and thingamajiggies and accessories and food and blah, blah, blah. And the allure, the luster of all of this stuff certainly grabbed me by the pocketbook. I have a lot of things now. But one of those things is not the savings that I patted myself up with during the previous no buy or low buy that I was participating in. And so for various reasons, I'm kind of starting all over again. Welcome to my 2025 low no buy experience. Yay! Why am I even posting this? Why do I feel the need to share this? It's for the sake of spreading awareness that this is an intentional option that people choose. And also, in a sense, it's a way of me keeping accountable to myself. If you want to also participate in this and you would like some accountability as well, we can be accountability buddies. We can keep each other updated on how it is going. So my no buy, low buy for 2025 is going to greatly mirror what I did in the prior session that I did, which I called my 2024 decidedly no buy year. Again, no buy is not necessarily something that I participate in, because to me, no purchasing means no purchasing. You use everything that you have and then you run out of it and then it's not replaced. You don't purchase. But I am not one of those people. So I will be participating in a low buy in the sense that I will use things until I run out of them. And if I deem it very necessary to purchase a replacement, then I will. For example, hair conditioner. I cannot exist without moisturizer for my hair. I will literally become bald. Not that there's anything wrong with it. It's just not something that I see for myself. I do not need to continue to purchase new skeins of yarn until I use what I have. For example, I've been working on this Ella ruffled skirt for quite some time, but I'm now on my last skein. I do plan on finishing this project, and this color is very specific to one particular brand. So when I do run out of this yarn, I will want to finish this project. Then I will be replacing, the absence so I can finish this project. Something that I will not be purchasing anymore, cups, because as I mentioned, I sure do have a whole lot of mugs and I don't need to purchase more right now. Will I accept one as a gift? Absolutely. But I do not need to be spending my own income on that right now. Something that I will not be skimping on, however, when it comes to this low buy year is purchases for experiences. This being said, I am not the type of person who would typically spend even $100 on a ticket to entrance for something. I'm not necessarily a theme park person. I do enjoy a good concert, but I just cannot reason myself into spending over $100 or even close to $100 for a concert ticket. I just can't do it. Even no matter how much I like the artist. As a side note, I did have the opportunity to purchase a ticket to see an artist that I really liked in South Korea. His name is Tang Ki-ha. And I adore his music. I adore his artistry. Not that I necessarily follow him much as an individual, but I wanted to see him so bad. But the tickets were over $100 and it was on a day that I was working and was expected to show up to work the next day. Didn't purchase it. I couldn't talk myself into it. But when it comes to purchasing tickets for experiences or spending money in that way for enrichment or community, I am not against, making those purchases throughout this 2025 low buy year. It just has to be within reason. Currently, now that I'm home in my hometown and I've changed a little bit of what my work is. I'm no longer necessarily a full-time teacher as I was in South Korea. I'm now subbing. My income will be more variable. It's dependent on where I'm needed, for how long I'm needed in certain schools, for certain reasons. Is it a day absence? Is it, moving in for teachers who are sick or who have exited their contract? So it depends. The work is very variable. Therefore, my spending will be variable as well. I like the low buy, the no buy, in that it keeps me accountable within that spending. Am I spending money on things that I don't need, like my beloved knickknacks and doodads, thingamabobs and mugs? Am I spending excessive money on comfort objects? I don't really need more yarn. I don't need another fluffy jacket. I certainly do not need another decorative pillow or something of the like, or stuffed animal. So I hope that maybe this video shed a little light on what this no buy trend or no buy challenge, low buy lifestyle is. And if you want to join me, of course, we can be accountable to each other. I'm going to remain accountable to myself throughout this next year, and enjoy what life has for me. I don't need to necessarily purchase things to feel happy. And I think that when I was over in South Korea, I was becoming very lost in my work and caught up in the need of experience for the sake of experience and for spending time with friends and getting to know coworkers, that I was just spending money that I did not need. Did I need 7 Torridon lip essences? No. Did I enjoy them? Absolutely. And I will use all of them up until I am out. And I won't purchase any until it's absolutely necessary, because all of it is depleted, right? Battling the urge of overconsumption is something so much harder than it might initially seem. But once I get into the habit, I think that it'll become very easy once again, because it was easy for me once. And if you join me on this, it'll be easy for you too. Goodbye.